Welcome back to more Project Zomboid Trailer Trash. We're finally going to get out there, chop down a couple of trees, and we're going to build our wall. We're going to build this wall, and the zombies are going to pay for it. Now, when I say chop down a couple of trees, that's probably a gross understatement. While I haven't measured things out even vaguely, I'm imagining this wall is going to be sort of a square around our base, maybe up to about 80 segments on each side. That's a lot. So that's about 240 wall segments. Each segment is 4 planks, so almost 1,000 planks, or again about 240 logs. So in terms of where we drop the wall, the forest does get thicker at a certain section, and I think I would like to be able to see the wall from the top of our base. Like, I'd like it all to be within line of sight at this resolution. Obviously, how far you can see things does depend on the aspect ratio you're using. Now, I only found one wood axe around here, but we do have a lot of wood glue to keep repairing it. We've got like 10 hand axes, at least 1 or 2 sort of fire axes. We're pretty good for axes. Our maintenance is already okay. This might actually give us another maintenance level, which would be nice. So I'm going to try to leave the logs where they fall, and I'm going to try to cut this in such a way that we're just clearing out where the wall itself is going to drop. If I do this, I'll take out some of these closer ones as well. So if we do this, we should have the logs where we need them for construction so that we don't need to be running them back and forth. This section's pretty dense. So just cutting down the trees all the way around our base is probably going to take us 4 days or more. Again, I could have probably gone out there and at least placed some markers and paced things out to make sure the lines were nice and straight and everything. Now, I'm not exactly confident there are no zombies in this forest. In fact, I'd be surprised if there isn't at least one just hiding in there somewhere. But it is the case where we've done all we can. We've driven around this place, we've done some honking, we've shot guns in the air around here, and if there's a single zombie that wants to be hiding in there, we'll just have to deal with that when he jumps us. We're not wearing our armor because it's finally back to very decent temperatures, so we'd be sweating like a pig and drinking a bottle of water every hour. Just going to clear out some of these trees close to the base to keep these line of sights open. And we're still working on the first of the 4 walls, so yeah, this is going to take a while. And we'll try to chop these things down in the line at which we're going to build this wall, although I'm probably going offline a little bit. That's okay. If we get a whole bunch of excess logs, I'm sure we can find some use to put them to, even if it just means we have a fireplace running for all of next winter. surprised our axes are holding up as well as they are. I think we've had to repair this one 3 times now. We haven't had to pull the little hand axes out yet, but if we need to, we've got them. We've got a nice collection of coloured ponchos, but I like the black and the green. Hey, there we go, our maintenance level. I don't know if maintenance actually affects guns. I'll have to look into that. One thing I thought you actually gained axe skill for hitting trees, but no, you do not. I think if you actually like attack them, manually swing at them, you might, but just using the cut down tree, no, you don't. You get maintenance, but not logging, not axe. Like I said, I think we need 240 logs. I probably have 240 logs on this screen. So we're definitely cutting down more trees than we need. Oh, and check out that limp. I've managed to scratch myself while moving through trees. Okay, so we don't want to actually use this space up here. I don't like the yeah, the way these non-coded spaces work. But we can use the space to collect water. It looks like rain will actually fall on these 3 or 4 edge pieces of the roof. Like that slanted roof is not coded as an actual, you know, roof. It's not doing anything. So that'll let us get the rain barrels up here, and then we can, you know, plumb sinks and toilets and things underneath. Now, this late in a playthrough, gravity is such a dangerous killer. So I'm probably going to actually not even build this walkway all the way to the edge of the base. That way, if I leave it one off, and I do walk towards the edge, I'll just fall into the actual base itself and maybe injure myself. Whereas if I go off the edge of the base, 4 stories up, you're dead. I don't know if you can survive that. I don't really want to test it. Yes, you can see where the water's coming down there. We can put rain collector barrels on that, and this will make plumbing our bathroom far more easy and viable. Okay, I'm pretty sure I'd be able to walk through that front wall section, so I'm going to put these rain collector barrels here also just as path blockers. As paranoid as I am about zombies, I am more paranoid about falling damage. In terms of the wood we're using, this is just nothing compared to what we've already got outside. We have so much wood out there. I probably shouldn't have built so close to that support pylon on the top left. I'm just wondering if I walk on that, am I going to fall into it and all the way to the bottom of the base and then be, well, dead and trapped. Yeah. Oh, I much prefer the rain to the snow. Let's get some more crops down. Now, once we build our wall, I'll be perfectly comfortable farming downstairs. Perhaps it's still because the very first time we tried planting a farm as Chloe, we were immediately jumped by 4 sprinters coming out of nowhere. That has made me a little more hesitant. You know, I'm even going to tuck some more plots in here. We're a master farmer. We've got all the various plant cures for if they catch different diseases. Normally you would spread your crops out a bit more. I've mentioned it in other videos, so I don't know if it's... I don't recall if it got into the edit of any of them, but I'd really prefer to see the farms in this like 9 tiles instead of 1, just to force players, especially in multiplayer servers, to actually have quite a significant amount of space for farming. Yeah. Like, I think I would have the same time to dig them, work them, water them, have it give you the same yield. So just everything else is the same, just the footprint of a farm, I think would be better as 9 tiles rather than 1. I mean, as it is, if you have a little starter 2-bedroom house, you can grab a sack of dirt, bring it upstairs, and you can plant 8 plants, in your bedroom, and that's just fine. Whereas, if they were 9 tiles instead of 1, well, maybe you could plant one in your bedroom. Okay. Finally, use some of our fertilizer. Okay, let's get back to this wall. Okay, so we've done a bunch in that direction, although I'm not sure, looking at it, that line is on the correct isometric angle. Let's start building and check now. See, I think I was building too shallow, or cutting too shallow, whereas this will show us what we're doing. So I'm happy to just get the wall frames up, because wall frames are actually pretty good defense against zombies as well. In that, like windows, they do have to hurl themselves through, and then they fall over. It's a nice little benefit. Okay, yeah, so having the logs here really does make this a lot faster. I mean, this is still going to take ages. We're still going to spend a whole day just on this. Probably 1/2 of this one side. If our carpentry wasn't already 10, it would be now. So wherever possible, I'm trying to use the logs that we've dropped on the wrong side of the wall. Okay, the corner's going to go somewhere here. Yeah, this will do. Okay, so we definitely cleared out too wide a field down here. So one of the things we want this compound for is that we can do foraging more safely in here and just sort of mindlessly zone out and walk around and forage. Unfortunately, what that's going to mean is we're at some point going to need to go through and pick up all these twigs and branches and things on the floor, or else they'll keep pinging on our foraging radar, which gets kind of annoying. Honestly, it's probably going to take us a day or 2 just to pick up all the twigs and branches. Maybe longer to move all these logs that we don't need. It's not so bad down in this section of the base. We're actually having to cut some extra trees down just to get enough construction materials. But in the sort of the west side of the base, yeah, we chopped down a lot of trees that we strictly didn't need to. We probably have maybe 200 logs just laying on the floor over there. Well, this thing's starting to come together. We've got 2 of the corners done. Now for this front section, we're going to need a gate. I'd prefer one that we can see through, so we'll have to use our level 10 metalworking and build a chain or pole gate. Oh, screwed that up. Oh, screwed that up. Now we have talked about maybe tunneling through this section of the forest towards the road up to the gas station. It'd be easy enough to do. It's just a question of, do I want to have a second gate there? At the moment, I don't think I can lock a player-created gate, which is bad when these zombies can open doors. So until I get that sorted out, I'd prefer to just have the one gate that I need to check. I mean, the advantage is as long as I close the gate, every morning I can sort of get up and look at the gate, and if it's still closed, we're probably good. If it's inexplicably open, then I have to be paranoid and check if some zombie has like migrated into the area. I don't know if zombies will even open doors while just moving around, or if they only do it while pursuing people. I've never just sort of observed sprinters in the wild and seen whether or not they just go in or out of buildings on their own. It's hard to tell because very often the buildings have locked doors and windows anyway. So they can't just breeze in and out as they will. Okay, we're getting close to having the third corner of the base done. So we haven't chopped down as many of these trees as we did on the west side. That way we don't have 200 logs just sitting on the floor waiting for us to have to store them. Although we do need to drag more logs over here to keep building. Or chop down a couple extra trees. Okay, this is the final corner. And these are the last wall segments. I considered putting some windows out here, but we can see through this gate anyway, so that's fine. I'll have to bring out a sledgehammer to take out that extra wall section, because every time I try to disassemble with my hammer, Chloe just targets random structures nearby and attempts to disassemble them, so no, that's not working. We'll sledge it out. Okay, there we go. It is the 4th of the 6th, and we started on the 22nd of the 5th. That was basically, 2 weeks of just chopping down trees and cutting boards and hammering together. But I'm glad it's done. Now we can do things like move our farm downstairs, make some gardens downstairs. Thinking maybe putting a running track around the outside of the base, something Chloe can exercise on. As long as we don't try to run through trees and cut ourselves. Glad it's done. We can start working our survival skills now as well. Let's get rid of this for sale sign. This place is ours now. Thank you to everyone who's still following Chloe's adventures. There's only so much I can do with 8 hours of footage of me chopping down trees and building walls. I hope you didn't find this too painful. I'll catch you in the next one. You have a great day.